Yes, I am back, as is football season. So let's break down the first game of the year. Denver and Baltimore. Now we all know the story. Last year, Broncos thought they had won in the second round of the playoffs, and then Joe Flacco throws a 70-yard touchdown pass to Jacoby Jones, and it ends the Broncos' postseason aspirations of winning the Super Bowl, as Baltimore would then go on to win the Super Bowl. Several months later, now the Ravens have a new, basically revamped defense because six of their starters at least are gone, including Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Paul Kruger, Ellerby, and the list goes on. And the Broncos acquired Wes Welker during the offseason as well. The Ravens' offense is still intact, minus Anquan Boldin as he went to San Francisco. Denver acquired Wes Welker. They also got Monty Ball in the draft, who I think will be a good running back in time. Maybe not this year, but next year or so, he'll be there. And I think maybe Monty Ball could be a great red zone aspiration, but that's that. All right, now the game now. The Ravens, the Broncos looked sloppy at first. Peyton was off in a few throws. Baltimore looked like it was on point. And they even had a touchdown to Vontae Leach. 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's like, okay, maybe the Ravens are not that bad. But then Peyton Manning quickly marched down the field and threw a touchdown pass to Julius Thomas. Yeah, have you heard of that guy? Probably not. And that occurred after a Joe Flacco interception to Harris Jr., which tied it up at 7. And then the Ravens punted it away, but Wes Welker fumbles it, giving the Ravens a freebie 1-yard Ray Rice touchdown, making it 14-7. And then Peyton Manning just marched right back after a huge game by Demaryius, which led to another Julius Thomas touchdown. Yeah, I bet you had her in a fantasy team, and if you benched him, I bet you're regretting it, even though you had no idea how he was going to be his first game. Anyway, the Ravens would then march down the field. They would get a field goal and make it 17-14. And keep in mind there was a rain delay before the game. It's kind of oddly enough that there was a 34-minute rain delay in the Super Bowl, and there's a 34-minute rain delay in this this game. Sorry. Third quarter now comes along, and there was a controversial play as it looked like Wes Welker did not catch the ball. The ball hit the ground before he caught, but they ruled it a catch, and John Harbaugh didn't decide to challenge it. And the next play ended up in a huge receiving, like 60-yard catch to Demaryius, like 60-yard play, which led to an Andre Caldwell touchdown. Yeah, remember him? Made it 21-17. And then the following drive, Ravens were 3-and-out, and then got their punt blocked. And then Wes Welker started redeeming himself as he got a touchdown, making it 28-17. That was Peyton Manning's fourth touchdown pass. And then a few minutes later, the Broncos score again, and who else but Wes Welker, who's definitely redeeming himself with that muff punt, and they made it 35-17 right in the third quarter. And at that point, Manning had 5 touchdowns. And you think the Ravens defense, that one play, that one controversial play, which should have been ruled an incomplete, which would have made the Broncos punt, changed the whole entire game. Then the Ravens just lost their mojo, they lost their confidence, and then Peyton Manning was just on fire and tore them apart as it was 35-17 heading into the fourth. And then Peyton Manning wasn't done. He threw another touchdown to Demaryius Thomas, making it 42-17. The Ravens would finally bounce back. Flacco would throw his second touchdown of the day, this time to Marlon Brown. And then they would get a field goal. And then there was a big missed tackle by the Ravens, which led to a 78-yard touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas. So, yeah, Peyton Manning threw 7 legendary touchdowns on the opener. I think that's probably the most in opening day history. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you can't really top that on an opening day. And he also threw for 462 yards as the Broncos blow past the Ravens 49-27 at Mile High. Flacco ended up 34 for 62, 362 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Ray Rice was held to 36 yards rushing, but did get a touchdown, and he also had 35 yards receiving. Torrey Smith led all Ravens receivers at 92 yards. Demaryius Thomas led all Broncos receivers 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Julius Thomas had 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wes Welker, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the rest is history. So what does this say? Does this say Peyton Manning's better than ever? Well, yeah, I think so. Does it say the Ravens defense has definitely lost a step? You think? And are you surprised? Now, granted, I didn't think. I mean, if you'd have told me Peyton Manning was going to go out, he was going to throw 7 touchdowns as the Ravens, I would have thought that would have been a little too drastic. But seeing as bad the secondary played after that one play, it was pretty terrible. I mean, they weren't bad until the third quarter, and then it just came unglued, and the Ravens just didn't have the talent to hold on to it. Also to note, and I can't pronounce that guy's name, but it could have really been 56-27, except he pulled a Deshaun Jackson and he fumbled the ball before he crossed the end zone, and Jack Del Rio chewed his ass off. So there was that. But it just really spells a lot of concerns for the Baltimore Ravens. And as for the Denver Broncos, it just proved what everyone's been saying, and that they're one of the best teams and a huge Super Bowl favorite. So on that note, the Broncos will head into New York to battle Eli Manning and to battle the Manning brothers next week. And that will be a 3 o'clock game, I believe. And then the Ravens will play the Browns at home next week. And so that would be the Ravens' first home game since winning the Super Bowl. So I would think the Ravens would bounce back against Cleveland, but they're saying Cleveland's having a better defense now. And Trent Richardson looks like primed to have a great year. So that'll be an interesting game to watch, as well as Broncos-Giants. I will be back on Sunday. Comment, subscribe. Let's help get this channel rolling. I need some support. Thank you guys. I'm out.